Well, today we're going to go and see what we bought from the organic farm last week. We're going to show you what we bought and where we planted it. Um, so you're going to notice we kind of we have this war going on with squirrels. I mean,
Rabbits.
squirrels and rabbits. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with squirrels and rabbits because I think they're really cute, and I know some people keep like squirrels for pets, and they're really kind of like a cute pet, but man, I hate them when it comes to my garden. I just want to kill them. I'm sorry.
But those kind of people obviously don't grow their own food.
Yeah, people that don't grow their own food have squirrels for pets. So we're constantly fighting out in our garden to keep them out of everything. I mean, they just destroy the beds. They dig things up. They're just a constant nuisance. So we're going to take a look at how like some of the things that we've done to try and keep them out of our garden. So let's go take a look. We have on this side of the bed, we have a bunch of lettuces that we bought from the organic farm, and we planted from seed spinach, and it's just starting to come up over in this section here. Over here, we have one zucchini plant, and I do expect that this bed will be covered with spinach. Oh, and we do have a row of beets that we planted by seed, and hopefully those will come up. I'm not sure if those seeds are any good because they're from a couple years ago, so we'll see if those come up. If not, we'll just plant something else there. So that's what's going on in this bed here.
Yeah.
In this small space over here, we were kind of like we're running out of room to plant things that we had bought from the farm. So we found this little space in between planting areas, and so we put two cherry tomato plants in here, and hopefully they'll do okay in this spot. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens.
This is a temporary
Yeah, this is a temp.
squirrel.
And see how we had to cover them with this crazy netting type of thing, because the squirrels will just dig this up. Rabbits will eat the plants. So we live right next to a field, and we have plenty of wildlife that likes to come around and eat our plants. Over here is our strawberry bed. It's kind of goofy how we had to cover it because of squirrels and rabbits. And we are starting to get some strawberries coming in. This area, these plants look kind of rough. These are from last year, these plants. What we did was, these are Japanese eggplant. We were able to actually dig these up from the pots last year. I mean, we had them out in our planter, in the big plastic planters on the side of the house. We were able to dig them up and keep them alive during the winter, and then now we just replanted them. So they're looking a little rough, but they should kind of perk up after a while, and they already are starting to bloom, as you can see. Again, over here, we dug these up from last year, put them in pots, kept them in the house over the winter time. These are pepper plants, and as you can see, they're still going. It's kind of like a bush, so you can't actually dig it up and keep it from year to year. Well, I don't know if it'll, like, I don't know if this plant will keep going perpetually, but it did survive the winter inside the house, and now
They could last a few years.
they could maybe last a few years. We don't know. We just started doing this, so we'll see. This, again, these are from last year. And over here, we have some tomato plants. These are cherry tomatoes. And as you can see, we have to put chicken wire around our plants because, again, the wildlife likes to tear them apart, eat them, just do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm really happy about this bed here. We planted potatoes in here, and the potatoes are coming up very nicely. They're really super green. And what happened last year with these 6 pots last year, we had green beans in them. So, you know, green beans puts nitrogen into the soil, correct? Nitrogen?
Yep.
So as a result, the plants that we put in the pots where we had green beans from the previous year, they tend to do really well the following year because of the nitrogen from the green beans from the previous year. We have green beans planted in these pots over here. This one, what did we put?
That's a weed.
Oh, that's a weed coming up. Pull that weed out. Oh. I don't know what we put in this pot. Do you remember?
Put more beans in there.
Oh, we got more green beans in
You
here.
put those in yesterday.
So I guess these three around the corner here these four are green beans.
And wax beans.
We got wax
too, right?
beans and green beans, 2 varieties. So here are collard greens, and we had to make these goofy looking cages actually we use chicken wire and these things. What do you call these things? Zip ties. And we just fold these chicken wire into these shapes that that we like, and then we just use zip ties to close it. And God, I love zip ties. They're so useful. You can do a lot of things with them. So I know it looks kind of silly and weird, but again, you got to keep the squirrels out around this area. So we're right near a field.
Because these will eventually get pretty huge.
Yeah, these are going to get super huge, so we're going to remove those after a while. So we'll see how it goes. So here we have some, I actually planted our herbs. They were in small pots before, but I put them in, this is, what the hell is this called?
I don't know,
This is basil. So I just transplanted this from a small pot into this pot. And, like herbs, I guess they do well in pots. So we'll see how that goes.
Still have to be thinned out.
Yeah, maybe thinned out. Here's some
other.
other herbs I planted in here from tiny little pots. I don't know. We'll see how they do. That will work out. Here we haven't even. I've got more herbs we're going to put in here. So here are the new beds that we put in last week, and we just love them. And here's the plants that we put in. Now we got these plants from the organic farm, of course. Here are our pepper plants that we got. These are regular
These are bell peppers.
Bell peppers. And we had to make these cages and stuff again to keep the squirrels out. We just kind of, just make these things in our garage. They're kind of goofy looking. But in here, there's 4 okra plants. I don't know. We never grew okra before, so I don't know if there's going to be enough room. It might get a little crowded.
I grew them once when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They get kind of tall, kind of like a pepper plant.
Yeah. Here's what do you call it? Forgot.
The collard.
There's another collard green and another collard green here. And this little cage here, hopefully, when this thing gets bigger, we'll just take it off. And although we are going to have to cage the stems of these things because squirrels like to take bites out of the stems and kill the plants.
Right.
Yeah, they did that last year and killed off some of our plants, so that's what we're going to do. But in the corner here's my old grow area. I did put in some, these are tomato plants, specifically they're Roma plants, or Roma tomato plants. So I got 3 of those, and in the corner we have our onions.
It's going to flower, so I don't know if we can let it do that or else.
Well, that one too.
Flowering top off, separate it.
Yeah. In this bed over here, we've got 2 cucumbers are over there. These are 2 zucchini plants. We left plenty of room because these things get huge. And of course, they got the cages over them. And let's see. I'm just looking for squirrel damage. No squirrel damage. I covered all the holes that they dug. The squirrels go and dig these big holes, and I have to always come out here and fix them. So in this little corner here, this is our cucumbers. We got 3 of them. And so
Once these get
basically,
past the sensitive stage, we'll put the trellises in.
yeah, we don't have the trellises up yet. We're waiting until they get a little bit bigger, and then we'll put trellises in. And another kind of trick that I learned from the last couple of years is that I'll stick a green bean plant in between some of the other types of plants. And because the green bean plant puts nitrogen into the soil, um, the other plants will tend to do better. Like they'll grow like crazy from the nitrogen. So yeah, so that's something I do also. I'm going to be trimming back these peony bushes. They're starting to bloom, and that's what I was waiting for, so I can start trimming them because they're a mess. After they're done blooming, they just drop stuff everywhere, and it's just crazy. So yeah, so that's basically it. That's where we're at right now with the garden, and we'll see how everything goes.